I don't know where to begin. I've done so much stuff and then have just come across even more stuff. I guess the thing that has freaked me out the most is I decided to look up, we know the Zechariah 11:17, 1117 is the deadly wound right eye Bible verse. And I was like, well, I wonder what the prime number, I wonder what the 1117th prime number is. And come to find out, it's 8,999. I looked at Trump's, what was Trump when he was 8,999 days old? You guessed it. It landed on Groundhog Day. My divorce date, and of course, the the movie, which had Heidi 2 on the marquee, which we've showed you many times. And why don't we just show you again? I can't remember if it's I feel like it's Trump's site where I find that now. It's here. And let's pop up for me here. There it is, the Alpine movie theater, Heidi 2, Groundhog Day. I took that picture right off that movie when Bill Murray's walking around. He walks by a movie marquee and it says Heidi 2. There was no Heidi 2. Talking about the Heidi Bowl, the right eye utterly darkened, Raiders against the Jets, which is what knocked down the twin Trumps and killed Donnie Darko. And it's Alpine Movie Theater. We know about the Alpine Room that we just went over in as I'm breaking down on Her Majesty's Secret Service and now No Time to Die. So just a lot of just fascinating information. By the way, the other day I did a video. I told you about my two ovens, oven on regular time, microwave oven time, up 3 hours, minus 3 hours. And there's a lot of reversals, like 608, 806. I don't know if that's one of them, but there's a ton of time reversals when you do that, a ton of them. But sure enough, I came across, and I know I already knew this, just forgot to share it, but like 311, that comes from 1214. 1214 not only was the date of the midpoint of the total solar pokey poke day when they first administered the therapy, 1214, because 12 go up 3 hours from 12, you get 3, but minus 3 minutes from the 14, you get 11. Lands right on March 11th. And there was that date of when they first administered the therapy, and Biden got his electorals, and it was a total solar eclipse day. But that's also the perfect fusion of 121 and 214. We know 121 is Antichrist, but 214, the 214th verse of Revelation is 13:3, deadly wound, but did live. First time it's mentioned. Mentioned again in 13:12, 13:14. What about the time of 313? Since you did 311, what about the 330 or March 11th? What about March 13th? Perfect. Up 3 minus 3, up 3 hours minus 3 minutes, 1216. The perfect fusion of 121 Antichrist with 216. Bond's card tag, 6 times 6 times 6, 216. That's what 313 comes to. So it's a fascinating cipher that the Lord just showed me by accident with electricity going off, and they were set on that. And I kept it. And I had many other times when the electricity would go off, I would just leave it where it was and just look at what numbers bounced off each other. But anyway, let's go to Telling Truth 3. I went over 27 billion uploads. I thought they were going to shut me down. And I really hope you're subscribed to Telling Truth 3. And the way everything is time stamped, it's just, by the way, I got a playlist on all this. It's 19 videos of all of this. And it's boy, did it ever point to flowers. There were just flowers everywhere at the wedding of Bond, ropes of flowers right before he drove off. You see the ropes of flowers and flowers all over the car. This more ropes of flowers. And then the camera starts to rise above the ropes to where you can see all the ropes of all the flowers. This flower full moon of May 23rd, I've got a playlist on that. But that new moon begins on May 7th, and you know May 9th right now is my biggest high watch day. And it was first administered to my pea brain by adding the amount of time, 2 hours, 28 minutes, 8 seconds, 808, yep, 22808 for Spectre, which is, they're twin movies because those two movies are married to each other because that's Bond's love interest. He meets her in Spectre. And then the movie's all about them and their daughter in No Time to Die before he dies. And the length of No Time to Die, 2:43:24. 2:43:24. Add them both together, and it came to 5:11:32. 5:11 Rising Day, No Time to Die, fused with 132. Day 132 is 5:11. So that was all fused into the total time. 5:11:32. 132 is day 5:11. 5:11:32. 5:11, 132 fused together. And sure enough, that transfer portal's over to 9/11, which we discovered the transfer portal back 2 years and 2 months ago. So it's a direct hit for 9/11. And then everything else that's on this May 9th playlist. But these flowers and flowers and flowers and flowers, and then they talk about flowers in the car that drives by. Let me speed it up so I don't waste too much time. I hate to hear my voice, so speeding it up would just make it more funny.
Flowers, and then he's going to pull over and stop and says, "We do look like flower garden, flower shop."
We do look like that for flower shop.
Say it with flowers.
So the people that drove by said,
Stop and says, "We do look like a flower garden, flower shop."
say it with flowers is what was yelled. That's right there on the closed captioning. Say it with flowers as they drive by. There's flowers all over the car. And he said, "Yeah, we do look like that." And there's flowers all over. And he says, or say it with flowers again. He says, "We do look like an ad for a flower shop."
We do look like that for flower shop.
What if he goes down walking in New York in front of a flower shop or at a flower shop? But the month of May, its full moon is called the flower full moon, and that is what bursts in iPet Goat. Of course, it's last year's flower full moon that burst in iPet Goat specifically. There's the flowers.
Say it with flowers.
And then he pulls over. He grabs some flowers off the car. And then she gets shot and killed. So death, all related to flowers. Then you go to No Time to Die, and it's all about the poison flower garden. It's all about first it's the foxgloves. Poison flowers take one.
Other than towards the end of the movie, here in the middle of the movie, poison flowers are also the theme. Again, the flower full moon or the flower moon. Be where Bond dies. The cryptic symbology of full moon.
They are usually more of a danger to themselves.
Commentary figures for educational purposes.
Foxglove.
Foxgloves. So he's looking over at the flowers, which are back there, and she turns and looks at them. So again, with this whole poison flower theme. Now, if he goes down before the month of May, May would then be when they distribute the illness or the pestilences because it's poison. Get it? So it's one or the other. I can guarantee you that. Our time is short, people. In my humble opinion, and I say it with complete humility, all praise and glory to our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, but I think our time is very short. I came across some things. 11/17/2006 was, what was that? That was Casino Royale. When you run that 2-hour 5-9 date, 3883 murder codes. Casino Royale was when Bond's love interest dies. That kicks off the Daniel Craig series. 638 was Earl's license tag. Earl died at 3803 address. His zip code was 33881. Full of, well, it had 88, but full of 38s, 83s with the car tag he was apparently arguing over with his mom when she shot and murdered him. It's also 9/11 weeks, 6 days. That's 9116, which is 9/11 forwards and backwards upside down. Because 116 is backwards upside down 9/11. That is Casino Royale to 5-9. It's 17 years, 5 months. Revelation 17:5 is the first time, or the only time. Mystery, Babylon the Great, the mother of all capitalized. So, Casino Royale, there it is, November 17th, United States. It's 144 minutes. That's the church. You run that to our 86ing day, it is loaded. Not only 17 years, 5 months, 22 days, or 209 months, 22 days, but what is 22? The 22nd prime number is 79. 79 is murder in simple gematria. District 22 was on the school bus that pulled out of the opening bank robbery at the dark night. 22 is another way to say murder. We know all their codes. We just don't know what day he's going down. Their codes are our codes. Numbers are our language. Learn how to speak the language. They're speaking the same language. We're all speaking the same language. But they throw out a myriad of breadcrumbs. Everything's impossible. Here's another Casino Royale date. This is November 14th, a London premiere, 6386, 3886. We know that 86 means to eliminate, to get rid of, another number for murder. 386 right there, 6386. On our 86ing day, it would be 6388 on the rising day. Yeah, I was looking that up more for a personal reference. But no, I know why I looked this up. So my friend who was born 2/22/1972, her number is 86768. So it's got 86 at the beginning and 68 at the end. She and I are murder 88 days apart, 3, 8, 8, 3 days apart, 38, 88, 83 days apart. When you run her to the rising day of 5/11, Eve is in the percent of the common year. 5225 is Eve. 5 is E. It's the E is the fifth letter, then 22, which is V, and then 5 at the end. I suppose District 22 could have also stood for the V, excuse me, which is their peace sign for the divine feminine. The V, the Vagina, the divine feminine, the V, V for vendetta, etc., etc., etc. What else was I looking at? So I had a friend, while I was showing all this stuff on my Facebook, she actually went to the place, which was Blofeld's Laird in the movie On Her Majesty's Secret Service. It's a restaurant. And she and I actually dated. And her name as the same name as Bond's love interest in the movie. It's just spelled differently. And she has red hair. And in that movie, Bond's, Diana Rigg had dyed her hair red through most of the movie. It was pretty cool. And so she's a cipher because she's born on 4/20, that total solar eclipse of last year, and our contributor's birthday, and Spurrier's birthday, and Hitler's birthday. 4/20 is quite a date. And did I run her to May 9th? 2030. And on the rising day, she then turns into Eve. Strong's Concordance, Old Testament 2332. How fascinating is that? Eve, of course, represents the church. Once the book is open, it's all about the woman. Revelation 12. And the dragon went after the woman. That's the bride of Christ. And that's some other stuff I was just looking at. Let's go to my other channel. Did I have any? I mean, my other channel. Let's go to my other. I looked at other things. Oh, that same friend that I was just talking to you about, born 4/20. I grew up with her. I mean, 8 years we all went to a small school together. I mean, I love all these people. Look at the months old she is on the Abomination of Desolation Day, Ring of Fire eclipse. 761 months and 12 days. 761 is the amount of verses when you combine Revelation and Daniel. It's one of the heaviest end time codes we have. All I do is Daniel Revelation studies back and forth on Trey Stokes Daily Bible Studies. I used to be TS Daily Bible Studies. I just changed it back to my name. And that's a fusion of my birthday. 7/6/61. I was born 7/6/1961. And my first address was 404, the amount of verses in Revelation. It's where I was conceived, unless I was conceived in a car or at a house party or at the beach. My parents' home where I would have been conceived and where they brought me back from the hospital, 404 Lime Street. We've shown you that many times on Google Maps. Now a church parking lot, but the corresponding streets are all the same numbers, and they all got the 404. Now, I showed people where I lived when I opened the door of that church of my mom's memorial on May 11th. And I looked out and I said, I used to live right over there in that grass field. Now it's a building. Did turn into a church parking lot, just grass. There's actually a building there now. And that was on May 11th, 404 I'm pointing to. Is the book of Revelation opened on the day he rises, 404 on May 11th? Fascinating. She's 23, 176 days old. 76 is Adam. New Testament Strong's Concordance. But she's 761 months and 12 days. 12's number for the church, 761. Again, the end times number. Combined verses of Daniel and Revelation. That's just mind-blowing. What a cipher she is. That she went up to Blofeld's Laird from Her Majesty's Secret Service. Just wow. Yeah. That's just mind-blowing. So I turn 8,999 days old on 2/24/1986. And I ran that to tomorrow, 138.88, 13888. And so that leads me into Monday, moving into a new high watch day as March 2nd has passed. So we can eliminate that playlist. So we seek and we find loves May 9th and has the asteroid 10 days later on May 19th. And he did that 12 hours ago. So we seek and we find is definitely checking out these videos. And I'm very glad. Yes. Well, a lady said, why do you believe this happens before he gets back into office? Well, first of all, everybody's guess is as good as mine on when the deadly wound happens, but there's nothing in the Bible that says the deadly wound has to happen to the Antichrist when he's president of the United States. There's nothing in the Bible that states that. The only thing that has to happen is that Mr. 666, and he fits all that with gematria, the Jewish gematria, the biblical gematria. And he fits that by being here in his own name. Trump is a horn is a trump. The horn of Daniel 7 is the Antichrist. Jesus said he'd be here in his own name. That's all it says of who he is. And then the only thing that has to happen to the who is that he gets a right eye wound and then declares himself to be God to the earth, as seemingly have risen from the dead, basically putting it into World War III, who can make war with the beast, as he apparently ran the war. Who can make war with him? Who is like unto him? Who is able to make war with him? All he has to do is get a right eye wound. Could have happened when he was 10. If he got popped in the right eye and then declared himself to be God in the Jewish temple, the coming third temple, because to the Jew, that is the holy place. And it's the remnant that is called after the last non-Jew gets the call. For blindness in part has happened to Israel until the fullness of the Gentiles be come in, until God has called all of his Gentile sheep. Then, boom, he quickens his Hebrew bloodline who have never been in Christ. They've all died and were goats. But that bloodline of Christ gets the spiritual calling. And to them, up until that moment, that is a holy place. When you shall see, therefore, the abomination of desolation spoken of by Daniel the prophet standing in the holy place. It literally says, Jesus says, literally, y'all that are in Judea when this is taking place, flee, because it happens in Judea. People go, well, the body of God's a temple. That's the holy place. It's the holy place for the sheep The Antichrist does not stand inside the body of a sheep declaring himself that he's God. It's not the human body's a holy place. The sheep's human body is a spiritual dwelling of the Holy Spirit, not of the Antichrist. Antichrist does not stand inside the sheep's body, declaring himself to be God. But why would Jesus say, and y'all that are actually there in Judea witnessing this, don't even go inside your house to grab a thing, because total human body possession begins to start taking place immediately. People worship the image of the beast. Boom, possessed. Boom, grabbing knives, forks, spoons, anything they can find. They will be ripping the heads off a sheep. They are decapitating them. Edward Scissors Hand. That's what that movie was about. I said it. I knew it. I watched it to see if I picked up on any clues. And as some fake churchianity lady goes, he's got a demon in him, or something like that. She said something to that effect. He's from hell. Something to that fact that he's from hell, or he's got a demon, or something. I can't remember. But it was at Telling Truth to, I think that I made that video. I can search it real quick. Edward. Fascinating. We saw in Edward Scissors Hands. Yeah, there it is. It's an hour and 20-minute video. That's straight from the stinking flames of hell. Straight from the stinking flames of hell, she says he is. There you go. So, yeah. She's like a fake church lady. So that's the mark of the beast stuff. Let's get back to, let's try to, I don't like making videos that long anymore, do I? But yeah, I'm 13888 days from when I turned, anyway, when I turned 8999 days old, which is the 117th, is the 1000, which is the 1117th prime number. And when Trump turned that age, he landed right on Groundhog Day, which is what Groundhog Day is all about. Now we know of why they did that movie on that day. I turned it on 2/24. We just had a full moon on 2/24. I turned it on 2/24/86. I turned 138/88 on that day. I turned 13,888 days old. That's got a 138 in it. 138 and 88 and an 888. I turned that many days old on 3/4. We have got to look at that date then. That is Monday, March 4th, when Batman came out. It's the 64th day of the year. He would then rise on the 66th day of the year. What's the height of the Twin Towers? 664, a fusion of 66 and 64. He would rise on March 6th. He would go down on March 4th. He would go down on Monday, rise on Wednesday. It's just a watch. It's something to keep our right eye on. There it is. Trump turned it on February 2nd, 1971. I happen to know somebody born on that day. Her number had an 88 in the middle of it. This is Groundhog Day. 2 times 1971, when Trump turned that many days old. It's 1971, people. Wrong number. February 2nd, 1971. Try it again. February times 2nd times 1971. Not 2. Got an 88 right in the middle of it. 7884. Fascinating. Now, I'm in that range right now. On 3/4, I'm going to be 18390. 83 murder. Trump's in that range also. 83 murder. No, that's my no, that's my friend's number. Let's do me again. I'm so used to looking at everybody's numbers. I got mine confused. So on 3-4, I'm 22,887. That's what range I'm in. But now watch me. 22,887 times my number. My number is 7 times 6 times 9, 1961, 82362. I'm 22,887 times 22,887. I'm in that 188 range, and I'm there for a while. 188. I'm going to be 188.6 very soon. When? Let's go to the 6th, which will be the rising day. I'll be 22,889. More murder codes, 38, 83s, 88s. So I don't get the 886 for a while. Let's go to 311. Let's move it up a lot. 22,894. Still not. So I think it's all the way to 318 maybe, which is, I got a playlist on that date. I'm 22,901. Yep, 886. The 88 being 86th. That's a high watch area because he goes down in winter, rises on the first day of spring, 320. 318, gigantic playlist because of that TV show Touch, where the kid could see numbers. I know it was based off what we do. The kid looked like, I don't know. I'm not gonna get into it. The kid was like, he could see things through putting numbers together. And I look more like the kid in The Shining, which was, again, the same thing. The kid saw the twins. He saw death. He saw murder. He had the exact haircut I did when I was a kid. And in the pagan world, they would say, I have the shining. I don't have the shining. I got just the Holy Spirit gives me the truth in his word and helps me understand who the Antichrist with. And we have fun here, like Robert Langdon, which is also based off what we do here. Robert Langdon exposed the divine feminine in the Da Vinci Code. We expose the divine feminine because that is Mystery Babylon's religion. And Robert Langdon exposed the Da Vinci. In the Da Vinci Code, he exposed the divine feminine, but he also looked at clues, ciphers, clues, ciphers, nonstop. That's all they did in the movie. And anyway, that's a big high watch range. If we look at me on the 9th, I'm 22,953. I forget what that came to. 9/5 is in my days old, though, the date of the 86ing, isn't it? I'm 1,890,45,86. So I've got an 86 on the 86ing day, don't I? 22,955. Day the book of Revelation would be opened. 189,06, 1971. Okay. Anyway, I'm trying to kill all these tabs. So my friend who was born 2/2/1971, that had the 88 in her middle number, who was born on the day that Trump turned 8999 days old, which is the 1117th prime number, Zechariah 11:17, 1117. That prime number is 8999. Trump turned 8999 days old, 8999 days old on Groundhog Day, 2009. Groundhog Day, 1971. My divorce was Groundhog Day, 2009. My friend born on February 2nd, 1971, Trump's day he turned that many days old. Yes, she turned 38 years old on that divorce day. 38 is murder. Divorce is like a murder. You're killing your spouse. They say divorce is like death. And look how many days old she was. 13880. And I've shown you many times that was my second wife's 88 marriage progression. Her and her first husband, their combined number, the first two digits came to 87. Then the next progression, I was her 88. We 86 the 88 on Groundhog Day. It's all been about that divorce, Earl's death. Everything has been about these end times. It's all tied together. My second wife's birthday was October 28th, the Gateway Arch date, which Front Row Info speaks to. And October 28th also is a transfer portal day. We are in the transfer portal of time dates right now, as it is March 1st to March 25th, which happens to be a lunar eclipse that transfer portals over to October 28th. That's the beginning of the transfer portal of time. Gateway Arch date runs through November 21st on that side of the dates. But over here on the fall side, but on the spring side, it's March 1st to March 25th. We've shown you that many, many times, but if you're new here, I guess I can just at least give you the visual. Hang on, let me find the tab. So it's right there, October 28th is day 301. March 1st is another way to say 301. For 25 days, this works in both directions. November 21st is day 326. Excuse me, November 21st is day 325. March 25th is another way to say 325. And it only works in this period of time. Because if you go to 326 or March 26th, it transfer portals over to October 27th, which is day 300. There is no day 300 over here on this side. There's only March 1st or day 301, as many people write it 3/01. So it only works in this 25-day pattern. We are now in it. We are in the transfer portal of time. Both October 28th and March 25th transfer portal to each other. They both have lunar eclipses this time frame. This past October 28th was a lunar eclipse. This coming March 25th, lunar eclipse. What are the chances? Do you understand the times that we are in? It is just mind-blowing. If he goes down on the 4th and rises on the 6th, it is some crazy stuff. Especially the Firebird first introduced Phoenix rising from the ashes. The going down day, release date of 2001, A Space Odyssey. Brokeback Mountain, Day of the Dead, 88 Lights tribute, all kind of stuff. So we're in a very interesting time frame right now, for sure. But this doesn't end all through March. It's crazy. Then you get into the eclipse month, where it's super crazy. What did we find? No Time to Die. Literally had, I think that's in my prep. Let's just go to my prep photos. All right, we did that one yesterday. So right eye symbology at total solar eclipse mark timestamp. Well, I didn't flip this around. See the right eye wound with the blood? Look at the timestamp in the movie where that takes place, 24/22. That's the amount of days from one total solar eclipse to the other that they both form an X across America. Half, or the midpoint, 1211 was also a total solar eclipse. That was 12/14/2020. But look at that, right eye wound. What's the chances of that? Went ahead and flipped it around for you. So you got your right eye wound time stamped at 24/22, which is the amount of days from one total solar eclipse to the other that they both form an X across America. What's the chances of that? You think it's coincidence? Or you think the AI cuts these movies, trims these movies to make everything exact? Humans don't do this stuff, man. The AI has been doing everything for these humans forever. Wrote every Beatles song, played the melody for them, showed them how to play it since day one, guarantee it. Elvis, all of it. Why are they allowed to write the script? Because God's written the script for the earth. Everything is scripted. There's no such thing as free will. Everything is time stamped. So this has a time stamp also.
So you see the
I think a lot of these, yeah, there's the 1348, which is 3, 4 fused with 4, 8. When he's laying down, 34 is murder in full reduction. 48 is Donald Trump in full reduction. Literally time stamped murder Donald Trump, and there he is laying down. Do you think that's a coincidence with that time stamp? No. Everything is completely time stamped in these movies. Everything is time stamped. It's got 5 views, no thumbs up. So does the AI completely control who watches my videos? Yes. 1000%. If you're here, the Lord brought you here. But anybody could be an AI that comments on my videos and so forth. I never know who or what I'm talking to. I just treat everybody with respect because somebody could be a somebody, but I also know it could be an AI that's speaking to me. So there's that again. Blofeld, my crowning day. The timestamp is 5002. I will tell you 500 is Antichrist in Strong's Concordance, New Testament. Celebrate me. It's his rebirthing day. It's when he is birthed. You see him coming up in iPet Goat out of that birth canal. It's timestamp 5002. Bond had different car tags. There was a 549 that he drove, the 4269 that he drove. So he arrived with the 549. The ether net of thing. The enemy is just floating in the ether. We know Satan is the prince of the power of the air, period. That's easy peasy. The AI is the ghost of the machine and will be the mark of the beast. Right eye wound. Blofeld and James Bond, they are mirror images of each other. They showed us that in Spectre. So the family car tag, the first time Bond jumps into the car with his mother of his child and his child, you do have the 322. You've got a 54. That is May 4th with the Kentucky Derby. We're always keeping an eye on that date. We got a playlist on that Kentucky Derby date. So it's another car tag. K is 11, Y is 25, I is 9, and then another 9. Then a K, then an H, and then the number 0. that might look like a 1 next to the 9, but notice it's taller than the 9. That's a letter. It's KYI, 9, KH, and then the number 0, because the number is smaller than the H. It's very weird, all this stuff. 19, of course, their number. Well, all these numbers belong to the Lord, but you know, they use these numbers for their world. But 19 is a big number, of course. That was the number of the illness. Is this all of my prep? I mean, did we just knock this thing out? Did we do it? Did we complete it? Let's get rid of all these tabs. Yep. Yep. When Trump turned my friend's birth to my divorce date, 13888. I told you it's all connected. Let's finish these tabs. This is 6/18/1998. I know what that is. I know who that is. I know who that is. Some of these things are just personal cipher items. Yeah, I'm not going to get into that. Or that. Or that. We've already done that. So I guess we can close out with going through these videos. 88 turning back to 007. Did I say 88? 008 turning back to 007. All self-explanatory there. This was good. The 177 on the jet.
What happened?
So remember the jet? Oh, that's what I wanted to tell y'all. Remember the jet that had 1109 on it? 1109 jet leaving Afghanistan. And it's got the big 1109 on it, right? So when you look at that 1109, what are you looking at? Goes down on the 9th, rises on the 11th. You got your 11 and your 09. The 09 is the 9th. Many people write the dates 09 when it's the 9th. It's exactly what that's telling you there. May 11th, he rises from the 09th event, 1109. That same jet, that same type of jet is right there in No Time to Die. It has on it ZZ 177. Why 177? What is 177? It's the amount of days between this coming total solar eclipse. 177 days later is the Ring of Fire eclipse. How fascinating is that? ZZ 177. Wow. The whole good luck comes to when you do the gematria. I keep hitting wrong buttons. Let's go good luck. Good luck is 88. Good luck is Trump in simple gematria. Okay. It's also murder in full reduction. So it's another way to say murder Donald Trump. Yikes. Yeah. So, okay, murder in full reduction is 34. 88 is Trump in English ordinal. They marry each other with good luck. That's the best way to put it. I hope that's not too confusing how I'm explaining that. And I think it's also murder in reverse full reduction. Yeah. So it's murder in two ciphers, Donald and Trump. So in two ciphers, it's saying murder. And in one cipher, it's saying Trump. Trump is 88 in English ordinal. Good luck is 88 in English ordinal. Good luck is 34 in full reduction. Murder is 34 in full reduction. Murder is 38 in reverse full reduction. Good luck is 38 in reverse full reduction. In two ciphers, they're saying murder, and in one cipher, they're saying Trump. Good luck is a perfect gematria fusion of murder, Trump. That's why they say good luck non-stop in these James Bond, Daniel Craig movies. In Skyfall, I showed the good luck over and over and over. I showed like good luck, murder number, anatomy of an Antichrist decode. Did that a month ago. So I guess I did Skyfall a month ago. Where it said that good luck comes from over and over. So he said it good and loud enough.
Good luck, don't listen.
Good luck. So murder Trump. That's what they just said. And gonna come back. And then she's gonna say it. Two in Skyfall. Well, I guess I blew it. Okay, so now she says it. Do I need to turn the volume up a little louder? Sure, why not?
Good luck.
So she tells Bond good luck. Then Q's going to tell him good luck. Then Q says good luck to him. And then this lady's going to say it. Skyfall. A quad. It's the wrong one. I had this one ready. So in Skyfall, 4 times they give you murder Trump. Cut to
We've shown many times how good luck comes in Skyfall, good luck compilation. Well, 2007, because
We don't have a trail.
we don't have a trail, commentary fair use for educational purposes.
Finish.
Logan Ash, he's our trail. Yes. Mm. Mm. He says good luck because she's 007. Later on, they give him back his number. She says, I want Bond to have his number back. And so the guy looks at Bond and says, good luck.
and 007, back to 007. Unbelievable.
Connected to establish Commission for Commander Bond to
Permission for Commander Bond to be reinstated as 007. Well, since you're now saying 007, because remember he said it to her when she was 007. Now she's saying reinstate him back as 007. So what does M say? Good luck.
designated at 7.
Remember 007 simply means the 7th king of Mystery Babylon, who is Trump, who must be murdered. So he's looking at her. And she says, it's just a number.
Just a number.
And he says, very well. And and M agrees. Let's give him back his number. Then he's going to say good luck. Ah. Is this funny or what? It's just too funny. If you cannot really appreciate all of this, I just don't know what else to say. It's hilarious. And everything's just hilarious until it's just not, which will be once the deadly wound takes place, won't it? All right, everybody. Glad y'all are here. I love you.